Hi everyone, Tom Farrell here again for another one of my video installments here. Hopefully this will help you on your quest and your journey to building your own business, your own internet business. And today I want to talk about, yesterday I talked about, or the other day, about the power of the internet and how it's exploding globally all over the place right before our eyes, and how the train is moving out of the station with or without us. That's any of us, me included, which is why we need to be on that train. But today I want to talk about leaving a legacy or going through the motions. Many people really go through the motions in life, and that's unfortunate because they miss out on the richness of experiencing life to the fullest degree, and how your life can be, if you decide, a masterpiece. And if not, then if you make decisions by default, let's go to change this to Windows Basic. Screen should pop back on. Here we are. If you make decisions by default, as I was saying before Windows so rudely interrupted me, then what happens is you just basically take life as it comes, and you don't have a say, and you just basically, I mean, you do have a say, but you choose not to. So therefore, whatever your boss says, whatever your wife says, whatever your life dictates, you just go along with that, and you don't cause any waves, and you don't create any change, and you just continue on. And some people are happy with that lifestyle, although I find it very difficult to understand how or why. And others are really frustrated and really unhappy. And that's what I find, is that a lot of people that I know are really unhappy with their life and unhappy where it's going. They might not admit it at first. They might say, oh, well, you talk to someone, how you doing today? Oh, I'm great. Well, they're really not, but they say they're great, and that sounds good. But the reality is they're not happy in their job. They're not happy with where their life is going, and they wish they could change things. Well, the only way for your life to change is for you to change it. It's not going to happen automatically, and you need to take, and I'm preaching to myself as well, you need to look in the mirror and say, what can I do today to make my life different tomorrow? And it has to start. You can't cry over spilt milk. What happened yesterday, last week, last month, last year, the last 10 years, 20 years, whatever. I mean, we all have regrets. The only thing we can do, though, is to learn from those regrets or mistakes and move forward. So leaving a legacy or going through the motions, and that's something to really think about. At the end of the day, you're going to wish you'd gone to more meetings. You're going to wish that you had worked more hours. You're going to wish that you had put off your dreams and your hopes and your desires for someone else's. I don't think so. I think you're going to really sit back and say, wow, I wasted a lot of time. Because I know that's what I've said to myself many times, that I've wasted a lot of time. And I have. But the key is, doesn't matter where you are in your life, whether you're 25, 45, 65, or older, the key is to start where you are and make a change. So we talked about the explosion in the last video of the internet and how that is absolutely taking off and exploding before our eyes. So that's a plus. So therefore, you're in a market and you have an internet business with Empower Network that you can absolutely explode and take to the moon, literally. There are people making anywhere from $100 a month up to over $100,000 a month in Empower Network right now, today. And this is a company that won't be a year old until the 31st of this month. On October 31st, Empower Network will be 1 year old. Reason why they've grown so fast is they pay a 100% commissions on their products, which no other company does. And that is what is so awesome. So I want to go through in this first section here and talk about this Fast Start training again, and just really go through that and explain in more detail what this means. Because I know I talked about it in a previous video, but I didn't break it down into what I actually do every day. And these are the 8 core commitments that everyone must do to succeed in this business. And unless you've done these 8 core commitments every single day, you're not going to be able to truly be successful. First one, of course, is to activate your payment system, and that is to become an affiliate. And that's a no-brainer. That's something that you can do very, very easily on your own. So it's not enough to buy the blogging system for $25. You also have to subscribe to the affiliate system, which is $19.95 a month, which, as I've said before, helps to run the company. It pays for the customer service. It gives you a merchant account so people can use their Visa, MasterCard, Discover, whatever, to pay for their different products that they're purchasing through you, that then net you the 100% commissions, minus merchant fees, of course, which is the cost of doing business. That's minimal. And that's important. So that's number one. Number two, second core, blog daily. Now, if you can blog about anything. I mean, Lawrence Tam, one of our key leaders in our business, talks about blogging about Hondas and where you went for vacation or what your kids are doing or anything. I mean, it really, you can blog about anything, news events. You can blog about anything that's happening out there. I wouldn't go to the political realm because that's going to cause a lot of people to be upset, and depending on what their political affiliations are. So I'd stay out of politics and religion, but basically any other topic, go for it. And share, talk about it. It does not have to be marketing related. It does not have to be internet related at all. It can be about anything you want. But the key is to blog daily because it takes time to build up your ranking in Google, to build up your authorship, if you will, so that Google respects and knows that the information that you share is valuable and valid, and therefore when someone Googles something, whatever it happens to be that you wrote about, they come to your blog. And then the rest, remember, Dave and Dave do the selling for us. That's the beautiful thing about this system. They do the selling for us. All you have to do is get people to your blog, but you first have to write the blog. Market daily. Now that can consist of doing some free marketing like the blogging, and the other thing I want to show you is something that you definitely want to do once you've posted a blog post. You want to go to a site that's called Seismic. It used to be called something different. I forget what it was called, but they were bought out and it changed, and now it's called Seismic. And I have to find the link here, which I'm looking. I know it's here somewhere. Where is it? Where is it? Maybe it's down here. I thought it was up here. Let's see. Here it is. Jeez, right in front of my face. So, and this is what you do with Seismic is after you have created a blog post, then you want to go on to this, and it's free. This doesn't cost anything. But what this does is it gets your posts out there to everyone so that people can see it. And it goes through all the social media like Twitter, like Facebook, and in one shot you blast this out to everybody, and everyone gets to see it. And that's the neat thing about Seismic. And you can get paid versions of this, but it's not necessary. Oh, now we have something went wrong. Isn't that nice? So you can tell this is a live video here, so we'll try it again because I know it works. I've used it before many times. And we'll see if we can't get it back. But Seismic, if you look at SEESMIC.com, it's right there. Maybe they are having technical problems, which could be a possibility. Doesn't usually happen. I've never gotten this error message, but it figures that it would happen now. But if you go there, and then it can allow you to set up your profile so that you have your Facebook page in and your Twitter account and anything else you want, any other social media that you use, LinkedIn or whatever. Obviously, they're having trouble today, but this is the way to send out. And what you do is you go after you've written your blog post and you've published it. You go to click on the button at the top of your blog page. It says Get Short Link, and you want to get the short link, and you'll see that right at the top, right under the title bar of the name of your blog post, where you can get that after you've published it, and you can get that short hyperlink. That's what you want to put in here. So you put the title of your post and then that hyperlink right in, and then hit send, submit for delivery, and bam, it goes out to Twitter and Facebook and any other social media site that you have listed, which really helps you to get the word out and get your free advertising out there in the marketplace. So That's an important thing to do. Now, the other thing is marketing daily would be doing some paid advertising. And for that, I use a company called CPC Broker. Now, let's see if we get lucky and I can get onto this site. This is funny. It should work. Here we go. Hey, it worked. So cpcbroker.com. In any business, I don't care if you have a gift shop, a drugstore, whatever, gas station, or an internet marketing business, you need to advertise. That's just the cost of doing business. Now, if you want to blog only and use the free methods that are out there, I will tell you that blogging will give you the best long-term traffic out there, because there'll be targeted leads, because people will actually know what they're looking at, and they'll be interested in building an empowered network business. However, having said that about the targeted long-term leads, long-term is the word. It will take 6 to 12 months of daily blogging, not once a month, not once a week, daily blogging. It will take 6 to 12 months for you to build up enough of a following and a ranking in Google to whereby you're getting leads every single day consistently from your blogging. That doesn't mean it can't happen sooner. It might, but don't expect it. I would say 6 to 12 months. So if you want to grow quicker, then you need to do some paid advertising in addition to blogging. And here's what I have done with CPC Broker. You can just go to this site, cpcbroker.com, and read through it. It explains what they do. The majority of the leaders in Empower Network are using this. This company has nothing to do with Empower Network, but the majority of leaders are using this system. And you can pick whatever package you want, and you can see they've got ones for $197, $397, $597, and $997. Remember, those fees are tax deductible. You can either do a one-time campaign, or you can set it up to auto ship to repeat every single month at will. So you can either do it either way, either one time or have it be ongoing and just repeat. But I urge you to really seriously think about advertising, because that will make a difference in your business. It will speed up everything very, very quickly and make it a whole lot easier for you to grow. So going back to this
here. Hey, welcome. This is David Sharpen.
Get back into the fast starts, which I was showing everyone. So we're talking about blogging daily. We're talking about marketing. The next is new member coaching. Okay, that's something that when someone buys the blog, when they buy the $25 blogging system from you, you absolutely want to call them up and say, hey, Ken, it's Tom. I just wanted to welcome you to the Empower Network family. Want to know how I can help you, answer questions for you. Make sure you go through your 8 core commitments, the 8 core steps here, which is what you're looking at in front of you on the screen. And take all the quizzes and start blogging and go from there. And really, you just want to welcome them and talk to them about if they have any questions. They can email you and all that. You do not, I repeat, do not want to become tech support, because if you go down that road, that's a slippery slope to nowheresville. Because what'll happen is you'll be on the phone all day long talking to people, playing tech support and not making money. And that's what that is confusing activity with accomplishment. You don't want to do that. Never confuse activity with accomplishment. The only way we make money is marketing, when people buy things. That's what you always have to remember. So let the system, let Dave and Dave do the selling for you. That's what they're really great at. Lesson 5, the Empower Hour call. That's an awesome call. Every single Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we have an Empower Hour call. Now, once someone has gotten the blog, they will start getting emails from David and Dave. That's the other thing I tell them. When they go get the blogging system, make sure they go through the 8 core steps, make sure they take the lesson quizzes, and make sure they get on every call and read every email that Dave and Dave send out. That is crucial to their success. And that's why you always want to encourage people to get on the Empower Hour call. It's always recorded, so if they can't listen to it at that exact moment, they can listen to it later that night or the next day or 2 days later, 3 days later, whatever. It's important to do that. Daily audio. That's really important too, because what you're trying to do here in success in designing a life instead of living in mediocrity is to change the way you think. The Inner Circle audios help you to do that, because these you can download to your iPod, your iPhone, your Android, your whatever, BlackBerry. I still have a BlackBerry, believe it or not, and I've downloaded them onto my BlackBerry. And so that way I can listen to them in the car, on my bike, or whatever. And these really help you to do that. And it's important to listen to audio every single day to help change your mindset. Again, to change from in. Because success is an inside job. It has to start on the inside before you'll see it on the outside. So we're up to daily audio, and you want to do that. Lesson 7 is read daily. It's very, very important to read at least 30 minutes a day from some book that you feel is interesting and informative. I can recommend 2 that I've read recently. One is called Taking Charge by Brendon Burchard, which is spelled B-U-R-C-H-A-R-D. Taking Charge. That is an awesome book about productivity and increasing your whole productivity and making yourself more effective. The other one is First Steps to Wealth by Danny Johnson, and Danny is spelled D-A-N-I, Johnson. First Steps to Wealth is an awesome book because Danny Johnson is a performance coach and a life coach, and she is just an amazing woman. I've been following her for years and years, and what she has to say in there is very heartwarming. I mean, she talks about her own life and the mistakes that she and her husband have made and how they lived beyond their means and spent every penny they made when they were making big money, and now how they've learned and how they've changed and how they're really creating wealth. So that's important to know too, because when you start making a lot of money with Empower Network, you've got to learn how to take care of that money so that you invest it wisely, so you don't lose it, so you have it to help you live and pay your bills and have the life and the lifestyle that you've always dreamed of. And that means being careful and cautious with your money and how you invest it and how you spend it and save it. And lastly, as you can see in lesson number 8, is attend the events. And I can't say enough about events. The next event is in Austin, Texas. As you can see right here, Release Your Inner Badass. Dave and Dave have a real sense of humor. The first event was in June in Atlanta, and that was called Don't Be a Wussy 2012, and there were 1,200 people there. The second event was in September in San Diego, and that was called Fighting the Forces of Evil, which again, they had t-shirts, I kid you not, that say Fighting the Forces of Evil. So they just have a real sense of humor, and they're badasses. I mean, badass was not a word that I used on a regular basis. In fact, I never used it before getting into Empower Network, but now I've gone along with it because I see where their heart is. And where their heart is really wanting to help people to excel and become the person they had always dreamed of and hoped for. And so in January 18th, 19th, and 20th in Austin, Texas, they're going to have Release Your Inner Badass, and 4,000 people are expected to go. They've already sold close to 2,000 tickets, so it's almost half sold, and it's not even November yet. So I urge you to, once you've gotten your blog site, you can go to this tag on the Austin event, and you can buy your ticket and make sure that you are there in Austin, Texas, because there's something incredible about attending live events. I've talked about it in previous videos, but it really does change you. It really does give you the perspective that you need to move your business forward. Things happen. It's hard to explain. It's something you have to experience it. You could read about, this conference in January until you're blue in the face, but being there and experiencing it firsthand, there is no price for that. So that's it for this video. Sorry I went a little long. There is a second video below this blog post that I really want you to watch too that is very interesting. It's short. It's called Motivation for Success, Uncomfortable versus Exhaustion. And it's a real motivational video that really makes you think and makes you realize that, if you want change, like we talked about at the beginning of this video, you need to be willing to do whatever it takes to do that. So I wish you all the best. Take care. Get on the Empower Hour calls. Get plugged into the system. And let's do it. Take care. Bye-bye.